Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I tinker with throughout the day. For step-by-step detailed instructions of those tasks, you can click on the links in the comment section below. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. This video also has tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So, thank you very much for watching. We are here with HOWR. As you can see, it's a T5. It's a 98 model. Will not start. Jumped the relay. The relay didn't cause the fuel pump to turn on. We think it's the original fuel pump. 300,000 miles. Kind of a rare thing. So he may have had some symptoms and ignored them maybe. But all that stuff in that wire is the original style. So we're going to go ahead and pop this out. Put a Bosch insert in it that I got from Amazon. This is what I'm doing to get these fuel lines released. Just putting that under there, just prying it up. Got them both off. Now I got the tool I got from IPD. Put the ratchet on there and get that thing busted loose and out of there. It's running and we have no leaks. We're good to go. Time to button it back up. We are here with HOWR. As you can see, it's a T5. Kicking off the day, tinkering after church. Getting some parts off this 850 sedan. I'm going to take this car out of here in a few days and donate it to somebody that needs some parts. But I'm going to get the power steering lines, speed sensor off the back of the transmission, maybe a couple other things. Took me about an hour and a half on the ground here. Got the power steering lines, speed sensor off the back of the transmission, and one other thing from the interior. So let me go over here and wrap this up and go help Paul. Started off securing the exhaust manifold. Got all those bolts on. Cleaned off the head surface. Got all the assembly lube off of the mating surfaces. Then I dropped the cams in. Got the cam locking tool on there. Now I cleaned off the cam cover. Put the anaerobic sealant on it. Now I'm going to set it on top of here and draw it down with the cam cover drawdown tool I got from Andrew. Let's keep it moving. Cam cover is torqued down. I forgot to put in the spark plug well seals when I had 4 bolts torqued. I remembered. Take them all back out. Pull the cover back off. Put those spark well seals in there. Then put it all back together. Then I put the first 3 bolts in under this intake manifold. Put the gasket on. Then I weaved the fuel line in the intake manifold. Then I hooked the intake manifold in that tube there. And I put the over the engine PCV pipe on the box. Then I got the fuel line in position and hooked the intake manifold over top of those 3 bolts. Now I'm going to put in all 6 of those intake manifold bolts and then install the plenum. I used my Milwaukee with this adapter, 8mm, to get those 6 screws on the bottom of that and one in the corner of the fuel line bracket. Now I'm going to secure the fuel line in the fuel rail. So I got the cams locked in the back. And when I come up here and look at my timing marks, let me put a light on this. The exhaust is about 12 o'clock. But this intake, that timing mark is all the way over near 2 o'clock. So this thing needs a new mark put on there. So somebody took this sprocket off, put it back on, didn't put it on right. And due to the fact that I couldn't get that cam set back there before, that timing was probably way off on this intake cam. So I'm going to put a fresh mark on there. They got a mark down here and a mark up here. And neither one of them are even close to where this thing should have been. So I'm glad I drilled that thing off the back of there. So I guess the word to the wise is, if you jump time, you got to take that stuff off the back, put a locking tool on there. You can't assume these sprockets are right. I have the timing belt on and the tensioner set, which is near impossible to see on this car with this bracket on here, but you can feel it. Put your hand down there, feel the top of it, feel the gap of it. So the belt's on. I pulled the locking tool off the back. You can see the intake cam is parallel, exhaust cam is parallel with the head. So now I'm gonna roll the engine over and double check the timing, but I need to actually put a mark on here so that this thing has a up. This back here has a little mark there, but this one here needs a mark. And this cam, these cams are like a half a tooth off almost, so I had to roll the crank forward a half a tooth to get this stuff on here. So let me go ahead and put a mark on there, right there, and go from there. Let me look at the cover. I put the sensor pickup, both sides, T30s. I got fresh screws in there. Now it's time to lay this harness over here, plug in everything in the harness and the turbo control valve down there by the axle. This head, these are 8mm head screws. As you can see, there's 3 different lengths. There's 2 of these tiny ones. Those are for the ground wires on your wire loom that goes across with your coil packs. The medium ones go in this plenum, and then these 2 sensors, the long ones, go in the coil packs. We have 2 Gates serpentine belts to replace the belts that got broken. One of them here, as you can see, is 905mm. That's the one for the alternator. This 864 belt, the shorter one, is for the crank and compressor. So put this one on first, then put that one on. A T50 takes those tensions loose. Just plug the fuel injectors in, and this whatever this is on the end of this plenum. Now I'm getting ready to jack the engine back up, get the air box in, and oh man, I need to get this coolant line in here. Should have done that before I put this harness down, and a few other things. So let me see what's going on over here. Plug this coolant line in, put this bracket on, and see what else is going on over here. Squoze those 2 tabs on the sides of that, and it did release that water pipe, or that water connection under there. That little water pipe thing is a 15. So I screwed it in, got it nice and tight. Now I'm gonna slide the hose on it, snap it in place. Then I'm gonna secure these wire harness. You should put that on before the wire harness. I got this bracket in. The top bolts are 14. The bottom bolts are 16. And it has a hole in it that you can screw something else in. This clips on there. However, it's broken. So this PCV thing hooks over this rubber thing, hooks over this bracket there. So you got your wires, probably supposed to have a little push pin there. I got the wire harness screwed in, 2 8mm. I jacked the engine up, slid the air box in. I got a push in zip tie there. I got a T30 there. I hooked up the computers, slid the cover over them. My next thing to do is to put on my octopus deal here. It presses on there. It clips on somewhere here. It clips in there. It clips in there. I need to find out where this clips in. That's not obvious right now for some reason. Probably on one of these tubes back here. Let me figure that out and point that out to you. The mystery tube connector connected right there. So I got the air pipe in place. I got the octopus hose all connected up. I put the engine mount on. These are 15 millimeters. Now I'm gonna lower the engine down on there and put the top of the mount on, hook up this air pipe, hook up the battery, start the car after I put some coolant in there. Let me put the coolant in there first.
All the way?
We're gonna go ahead. Yeah, just go ahead and push the start button. Shut it off! Shut it off! See all that smoke?
Yeah.
AC.
AC compressor, right?
Yes.
It's the belt, right?
I don't know. The AC compressor started throwing sparks and everything. So let me pop that loose, then we can start it again. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.